This is your Adventist News, a service of the South Bahamas Conference of Seventh-day Adventists. I'm Stanley Fallord. In this week's broadcast, pastors engage in evangelism training and health officers are elected to serve. These stories and more on this week's Adventist News. We begin this news broadcast by extending our condolences to the family of Alwine Scavella and Pastor Roy Fernanda, who were former workers of the South Bahamas Conference. Pastor Fernanda started his ministry as a pastor on the islands of Inagua, Crooked Island, and San Salvador. He also served at Grants Town, Johnson Park, and New Engliston Seventh-day Adventist Church in New Providence. Pastor Fernanda worked at the conference as the personal ministries secretary and ministered in the Turks and Caicos Islands. He later transitioned to the North American Division, where he served various churches and departments until his retirement. His memorial service was held on February 13th at the Newnan First Seventh-day Adventist Church. Those who would like to view the broadcasts can visit the Newnan First Seventh-day Adventist Church YouTube page. Alwine Scavella was a dedicated worker in this region. She began her service at Bahamas Academy and worked within the West Indies Union. She also served in the Cayman Mission as an assistant manager at the Adventist Book Center and as communication director. She returned to the Bahamas Conference, where she worked in the office of the Secretariat. Scavella was also the Women's Ministries Director for the conference. She was the wife of Pastor Neville Scavella and the mother of former President Pastor Paul Scavella. Her funeral service will be held on Sunday, February 24th at the Centerville Seventh-day Adventist Church at 11 a.m. Both Pastor Fernandez and Mrs. Scavella's dedication to the work of God will not be forgotten. The Inter-American Division held a special evangelism training workshop for all pastors, lay evangelists, and Bible workers from February 11th through the 18th. This training is the culmination of the discipleship and soul-winning coaching program, which began last year. The sessions took place both online and in person at the Atlantic Caribbean Union headquarters and covered various topics including counseling skills for preachers, effective preaching techniques, and delivering impactful sermon messages. During the sessions, Dr. Socrates Quispe-Condori, Associate Education Director of the General Conference, emphasized the significance of neuroscience in decision-making processes.
The decision-making process involves several key regions of the brain, each contributing to different aspects of evaluation options, weighing consequences, and making choices. These regions include the prefrontal cortex, the limbic system, and the autonomic brain. The mind is where we make decisions, form beliefs, and take action. Therefore, if Satan successfully dominates our minds, he will influence every aspect of our lives, our relationships, our priorities, and ultimately our eternal destiny. This is why we must stay vigilant and protect our thoughts with divine truth.
Dr. Ricardo White, a psychiatrist based in California, USA, discussed the importance of integrating modern strategies to engage the new generation.
If you don't invest in the youth, we are rapidly approaching an age where everyone we're connected to would either have died and moved on, or they'll be in the same decrepit position that we're in. Can't help us. Who's the one thing that's able to help us? The young people that we would have invested in. They want to see progress. They want to see that there was a starting point, and then there was this ending point, and there is a difference. There was progress, there was movement, there was velocity.
The sessions, which drew over 3,000 attendees online, were reportedly timely in encouraging and enhancing the skills of pastoral leaders. Health ministries directors and members of the Adventist Health Professions Association gathered at the Johnson Park Seventh-day Adventist Church on Sunday, February 9th at 8 a.m. for their annual prayer breakfast. The devotional charge, titled The Power of Prayer, was presented by Pastor Waldo Casildo Bennett. He shared with those in attendance the importance of prayer in our relationship with God.
As a result of prayer, God had manifested himself in a mighty, mighty way. God had manifested himself in powerful, powerful way. But something that is very important for us to understand is that prayer in itself is only the channel to access the source of power which come from God through the person of the Holy Spirit.
This year also signaled the end of the biennial, hence the need to elect a new slate of officers. At the service, Adventist Health Professions Association President Georgette Bain presented a report of the period 2023 to 2025, and Health Ministries Director Shandira Smith led out in elections. The results are as follows: President Charlene Clark, First Vice President Rebecca Johnson, Second Vice President Andrea Linden, Secretary Marjorie Penniman, Assistant Secretary Valencia Gooding, Treasurer Jennifer Roberts, Assistant Treasurer Edith Roach, Chaplain John Carey, Assistant Chaplain Yvonne Adderley, Public Affairs Officer Patricia Clare, Physician Liaison Officer Dr. Junior Joseph, Nurse Liaison Officer Hazley Blatch, Education Officer Donika Ritchie, Immediate Past President Georgette Bain, Health Ministries Director Shandira Smith. Appreciation was extended to outgoing officers for their commitment and dedication to service. The prayer breakfast also concluded with newly elected officers being congratulated on their appointment and were challenged to serve with excellence. When we come back, we'll have more on what's coming up in the South Bahamas Conference.
Are you ready to take control of your health? 8 Weeks to Wellness is back, Diabetes Edition. Under the theme, I Choose to Beat Diabetes, join the South Bahamas Conference of Seventh-day Adventist Health Ministries Department every Monday beginning March 3rd to April 28th on this journey to a healthier you. The meetings will be held on Zoom at 6 p.m. For more information, call 428-4251.
Welcome back to Adventist News. And coming up in the South Bahamas Conference, there will be a joint service this Sabbath, February 22nd, to conclude the evangelistic series in the Atlantic Caribbean Union. The service, which will begin at 4 p.m. at the Hillview Seventh-day Adventist Church, will mark the conclusion of the Discipleship and Soul-Winning Coaching Institution program held by the Inter-American Division. Come and hear the testimonies of how God has been working through the various guest evangelists in our territory. The Women's Ministries Department of the South Bahamas Conference will host a joint leaders consecration service and awards ceremony at the Maranatha Seventh-day Adventist Church on Sunday, February 23rd, 2025 at 5 p.m. Since 1990, the Department of Women's Ministries at the General Conference of Seventh-day Adventists has promoted a special day on which women can strengthen their spiritual bonds as they pray for and with each other. The 2025 International Women's Day of Prayer will be held on March 1st in the Seventh-day Adventist Church. The theme for the day is Reach Out. For more information on this initiative, visit the Adventist Women's page at www.women.adventist.org. Single adults of every kind, mark your calendars for Saturday 1st, March 2025 at 7 p.m. The adult single Adventist ministry teams of Centerville and New Providence churches are planning the year's first specialized program entitled Get to Know Me, with enjoyable strategic activities, including coaching and personal presentation and social interaction, eats, and prizes. All health enthusiasts and persons interested in healthy living are invited to the 2025 8 Weeks to Wellness Diabetes Edition. Under the theme, I Choose to Beat Diabetes, the meetings will begin on March 3rd and will conclude on April 28th. The meetings will be held weekly on Zoom from 6 p.m. through 7:30 p.m. For more information, call 428-4251 or 341-4021. The annual Global Youth Day will be held March 15, 2025. The theme for this year is A Community Transformed. Contact your church's youth leader for more information on how you can be involved in the activities of the day. The Women's Ministries Department is inviting all young ladies to a GEMS Day Out. The event will be held at Good News Seventh-day Adventist Church under the theme True Beauty on March 16th beginning at 9 a.m. Contact your local women's ministry leader for more information on how you can attend this event. If Feel free to visit the South Bahamas Conference website at southbahamasconference.org to receive more information on all of our upcoming conference events. There you can also view a rebroadcast of our Adventist News Update, along with other local programming from our cable channel ATV 658, read the weekly logos, as well as the Adventist page from the Nassau Guardian.
It is said that children are our future, but they are not only the future, they are our now. Kids are like sponges. They suck up everything they see or learn. Here are some healthy tips for healthy habits. When you and your children feel like snacking, instead of reaching for cookies or chips, which are high in calories and low in nutrients, try reaching for snacks such as fruits, unsalted nuts, or air-popped popcorn. Oftentimes, we reach for sugary drinks and juice. Although some juices are healthy energy boosters, make water their first choice. Eating in front of the television is very tempting. Instead, encourage your children to eat at the table, which will help with their social skills. Fruits and vegetables come in many different colors. Each color has its own set of unique disease-fighting chemicals. Make eating fun for your kids by preparing a colorful snack and cut them into different shapes, making eating more interesting. Why not try these fun snacks and provide our children with a bright, healthy future? I am Parisha Ferguson with your health tip, courtesy of Adventist Television. And remember, God wants us to prosper and be in good health.
Let's go now to the Adventist News Network with our news feature from around the world.
The devastating wildfires in Los Angeles, United States, have become the deadliest in the city's history. Thousands of people have been forced to evacuate their homes, and several cities are in a state of emergency. Amid the chaos, Adventist churches and the NGO ADRA are mobilized to offer support to the victims.
Images of the flames destroying everything in their path are spreading worldwide, causing shock and dismay. The Pacific Palisades fire in California has devastated over 160 square kilometers. To put it in perspective, this is equivalent to more than 22 football fields destroyed. In just 20 days, the uncontrollable fire destroyed 16,000 homes, churches, and businesses. Hundreds of thousands were forced to evacuate, and dozens have lost their lives. Fueled by strong winds, the fire still maintains an alert for new fires. Adventist churches like White Memorial and Valley Crossroads have opened their doors, serving more than 500 meals in a single day and offering support with food, blankets, and medicines.
Well, that's it for our Adventist News from the South Bahamas Conference of Seventh-day Adventists. To share what is happening at your church, please email your news stories and upcoming events to spcadventistnews@gmail.com. To view a rebroadcast of the Adventist News along with other programming and to keep in touch with what's happening in our conference, visit our website at southbahamasconference.org. The SBC Media Network's Facebook and Instagram pages are filled with lots of material from the communications department, so you want to check those out, and remember to subscribe, to like, follow, and share. You can watch and listen to programs from our radio station, Word SBC 88.3 FM, and our Adventist television channel, ATV 658, to get updates, insights, and first-hand information from the SBC Media Network as it happens. The programming from ATV 658 can also be viewed on the South Bahamas Conference's YouTube channel, so feel free to watch a recap of our Adventist news there. On behalf of our production team, it was our pleasure to bring you tonight's news update. I'm Stanley Fullord for the SBC Media Network. Have a happy Sabbath.